Today we're going to talk about the three traits most successful people have. I'm not going to take 100% of the credit for this video. I was on YouTube and I listened to one of the YouTubers I follow is Alex Hormozi, and I was watching an interview that he did that he covers these three main topics. So shout out to you, Alex. Okay, if you're not following Alex Hormozi, you need to follow Alex Hormozi. Really great YouTuber. He has about $100 million in businesses and he has nothing to sell you. That's usually one of his opening lines. So very intriguing, very interesting guy, and I really love his inspirational videos. But nevertheless, it's just three topics that he talked about, and I decided to actually repurpose this content, and that's why I'm making this video, because I do want to share this with my audience as well. These three things, and the way he explained it kind of just hit home. You know, it just made sense, and it allowed me to kind of actually, for the first time in a long time, to be okay with my crazy mindset and the way I think and the way I view things. And this kind of just made sense. And I'm gonna get down to it here in just a second, but I'll say this first. We all have heard of videos talk about the ultimate morning routine, or billionaires do this, they wake up early in the morning, or run 30 miles every single day, or take a cold shower every single day. There's all these crazy things, and believe it or not, I've tried every single one of them. Okay, and it's really challenging to be consistent with these things, and then you end up having to beat yourself up because you didn't do what you committed to doing. Because I'm a big person and I'm a big believer in staying committed to your commitments. I always say this all the time: you got to stay commitments to your commitments. And I will make this mental commitments to starting this week. I'm gonna be taking a cold shower, every single day, because this is what successful people are doing. Or starting this week, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I go to sleep at 8:30 and wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, because every successful billionaire wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Starting this week, I'm gonna eat this food, I'm gonna drink this much water. We've all have done it and all have fallen short, okay? And what's interesting about it is none of this crap is really true. I've seen successful people that have horrible lifestyles. I've researched Elon Musk, who does not wake up in the morning. This guy works all night and wakes up whenever the hell he wakes up. The reason why this comes about is, I'm pretty sure you've heard it before, the success leaves clues. Do what the successful people have done. So we've tried to mimic these things, and we don't all live the same lives. There's some people that are morning people, some people that are late people, some people that just don't like cold showers, okay? It does not mean they're not gonna be successful. Some people don't like to work out. Okay, so there's a lot of fat, successful millionaires or even billionaires out there. So none of these things really make sense. You have to figure out what really works for you. But whenever he said these three traits, these hit home. These is something that every single billionaire, every single millionaire, every single successful person that I've studied do have these three traits. And these three traits is something that I've seen in myself as well. Because again, I have to consider, I do consider myself a success. So these are the traits that I've seen in myself as well. And again, they made all of this make sense. So let's quickly go over these traits real quick. Number one is every successful person has a superiority complex. They think very highly of themselves. Okay, and this makes perfect sense, and I'm gonna bring it down to myself as well. I've always thought very highly of myself. With places, if you've ever hanged out with me, when I go to places, I don't even like waiting in line when I go to the club. I'll pay the extra $100 fee so I can cut the line. When I go to airports or when I travel or whatever it is, and it's not something that I do intentionally, it's just in me. And hopefully this will make sense if you're somebody that hangs out with me, or if you're one of my family members. This connected with me when I heard this message. We're as entrepreneurs, as people that are successful, it's like being a rapper. Every rapper thinks that they're the best rapper. Even though they're not the best rapper, they have to have that mindset of they are the best. So even as an entrepreneur, I have to feel like I'm the best. I have to think that I'm very highly. I can't be walking around with my tail in the middle of my legs like a scared wet dog. Okay, I have to seem brave, even though even sometimes that I'm not brave or don't think that I'm brave, that I have to perceive greatness. That's just one of the things that you have to have. And it goes right in line with law of attraction. I'm a true believer in law of attraction. You have to have this mindset of a millionaire in order for you to attract $1 million. I hope you see where I'm going with this. And that goes with your walk, with your charisma, with how you carry yourself, with how you present yourself, how people perceive you. I would say how you dress. I would say this all the time. I don't dress to impress. I dress based on how I want to be addressed, okay? Because I want you, when you see me walking around with a suit on and I'm looking real proper, you're going to address me in a different way than what you would if I was just wearing, some flip-flops and, some sweatpants, So again, it just goes down to everything. They have this superiority complex. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But it's you have to think highly of yourself. You have to think that you're worthy, and again, this goes to everything that you do. It's going to reflect in your work. It's going to reflect in how you interact with others, and it's going to reflect in what you attract in your life. The success you attract in your life, I believe, comes down to this one specific trait. Another thing which is really, really weird is they have a crumbling insecurity about themselves. Okay, the complete opposite is the first point that I just made. But I've noticed even within myself, I am my worst critic. As I sometimes make these videos, it takes hours to make these videos. It seems like you just turn on the camera, push record and just say what the heck is on your mind. Sometimes I make it look that easy, but it's absolutely not. And sometimes I just don't really get it right, and I have to stop and do it over again because I want it to come out as perfect as possible. Especially with my editor, he knows me. I don't know how many times that there's videos that we had to redo again. I know sometimes I get annoying with him, but he's very patient. He works for me.
I got you, homie.
But I'm a perfectionist. I want things to come out as perfect as they can. And I judge everything, and I try to make it better and better. Every single year, I was just talking to my friend, and it was her birthday. I'm currently 33. I'm about to be turning 34. And I've just, I texted her, I wished her happy birthday, and I told her, what did you do for your birthday? And she said nothing. And I said, yeah, at this age, it's birthdays are just days to reflect, So on birthdays and on New Year's, a lot of people are outside drinking, getting messed up, whatever it is. But these are days that most successful people take and reflect on. Okay, what have I accomplished this year? What do I intend to accomplish this upcoming year? And they're really critical about themselves. I remember when I had one of the challenges that I was having was trying to stop smoking weed for a long period of time. I was, I can say that I was addicted to weed, and I saw myself as, especially in the line of business that I'm in, and I have people that really trust me with some of the most sensitive information, and they trust me with their, my judgment. And I was like, man, I have to be able to have a clear mindset when I was doing this. But this is a habit that I picked up, immediately after high school. I started smoking, and I just didn't stop for a long period of time, and I would beat myself up. I remember talking to my counselor about this, and she would tell me, Brian, what's the big deal about it? Everybody smokes. But no, I don't care what everybody does. I know what I want for myself in the future, and the person that I see in the future does not smoke, and I beat myself up on it. I would talk to so many friends about it, and they would just think that I would make such a big deal about it. I do the same thing with one of the goals that I set for myself is to make sure that I read one book every single week. I still do not meet that requirement, but I beat myself up about it. But in short, there's this crumbling insecurity that most successful people have. They don't think that they've accomplished what they need to accomplish yet. And once they get to where they plan to get to, they still don't think it's enough. They push for more, and they push for more, and they push for more. I mean, look at Elon Musk, Warren Buffett. I mean, you get to that point where you just like, have you ever been like, God damn, what are they working for? Don't they have all the money in the world? And it's not that they're working for money at that particular point. It gets to that point that bank account is literally like a scoreboard. And okay, it's like a sports game, and you want to be able to have the highest score. Elon Musk does not need to go to work anymore. Warren Buffett does not need to work anymore, but why does he continue working? Because it's a game. It's turning to a game for him, okay? And he wants to make sure that he's the best. You want to be on Forbes, top 1. And if you lose that position, then you go out there and you push more. So it's really, it's a great point that he brought out there. And I've noticed this with pretty much every successful person that I've dealt with, is they have this crumbling insecurity about who they are. And the last point is they have great impulse control. One of the key things about being successful is just really making sure that you don't become a slave to your impulse. Is the best way I can put it to you. We all have desires, be sexual, be it just money desires, or wants or things that we want to do. But delayed gratification, it's the trick. It's literally the secret to be successful is delayed gratification. I'm speaking here. I can 100% say to you that it's something that I still battle with myself. Making sure, and especially with you being an entrepreneur, being in charge of your time, being able to decide whatever you want to do anytime that you want to do it, but still you need to manage yourself within a certain a limit. You still have to have restrictions within your life. You have to have discipline. Okay, successful people are probably they're the most disciplined people there is. That is one thing that I will tell you. It's if they decide that they're going to do something, they're very disciplined about it. Okay, so anyway, in short, there's 3 traits that magically well put Mr. Alex Mosier. Again, shout out to you. If you're not following Alex, you need to follow him on his channel. He talked about this. You can do a YouTube search on this where he goes much more in depth. But these 3 traits is something, it's very eye-opening. At least for me, it made me feel okay with who I am. Letting me know that I'm not the only one that is constantly battling with myself in my brain with these 3 traits. It's affirming the fact that I'm on the right path with my superiority complex. Because sometimes I would think that, man, maybe I'm thinking I'm just too big-headed. Maybe I need to calm myself down a little bit. And sometimes I do need to, listen to myself and calm myself down because I think that I'm very highly of myself. But at the same time, these are things, the spirit contracts, when you go into negotiation on a real estate deal or on a business deal and you have this great, it oozes out. Okay, and at the same time, for you to be able to, and I love the fact that they have the superiority contract, but they have a quibbling insecurity. It's literally the yin and yang, if you want to call it. Okay, and then the added benefit there with the impulse control. I mean, this is just beautiful. If you have these 3 traits, you're on your way to being successful. I promise you. Anyway, if you stay with me through the end, I appreciate you. I really do. Please go ahead and give me a like to the video, subscribe to the channel. And I guess I should go ahead and pay some bills. Let you know what this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Broker Solutions Academy. There's going to be a link in the description. We work with people that are interested in becoming a business loan broker. We have a very comprehensive business loan broker course, and we're going to be teaching you everything you need to know about how to become a business loan broker. Our mission statement is we help business loan brokers understand and simplify the various funding solutions that are available in the marketplace so you can properly serve your clients, stop the endless confusion and self-defeating pointless rat race they're currently in, and grow their business while maximizing profits by teaching them how to become a real business loan broker, not just a referral partner. This video is also brought to you by Pennington Consulting Group, and that's where we work directly with entrepreneurs and also business owners to help them get funded. So if you're looking to start, grow, or even expand your current business, Pennington Consulting Group, there's going to be a link in the description where you can go ahead and schedule a time. And like we always say at Pennington Consulting Group, our goal is to help you reach your goal. Again, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.